All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about the single most important thing that you guys can add into whether you're playing solo queue, whether you're playing ranked, whether you actually are playing competitive, that you can add onto attack and win more attacking rounds. Now, this is something that is called ghost pressure or phantom pressure. And I know a lot of people throw that buzzword around, but I don't think anyone's actually fully explained it. So let's start with the obvious question you're asking yourself right now. What is ghost pressure? So ghost pressure is essentially concealing where the main push is coming from by creating points of pressure that the defense has to worry about. So the easiest way to do this, there's multiple types of ghost pressure, but the easiest way to do this is in the early round. You open window barricades, you open doors, you even breach certain walls and angles, and it's going to create so much pressure on the defense because they don't know where the attack is going to come from, and it's literally going to feel like you are everywhere. All right, so here's an example of ghost pressure. Let's say you're on Clubhouse and we are defending gym, and we decide to play extended on red stairs. We're good boys, like all of us are. We're on cams, we're flicking cams, and we notice the garage door is opening up. This tells us that attacker's probably pushing this side of the map, so we decide to stay. We're going to contest this side. However, our teammate is screaming right now, hot tub is opened up. So now we know the attack is split. They're on the cash side, they opened up the garage door, but they are also on the tub side. So now we hear that plat wall is opening up, or the cash wall rather. So this further confirms that we are probably pushing this side of the map. But master and connector windows are now getting breached. Logi hatch is now open, and they're thermiting the connector, the con wall as well. Every single route into the top floor is open at this point, and we all have that one teammate that is screaming into their mic right now. He's saying, two people just dropped hot tub. They're flashing, they're pushing, they're pushing, they're pushing. So we give up our position and we rotate back to site like we should. We're checking all our angles. No one dropped tub, no one's outside. We rotate back and we get cut off to a guy sitting outside the connector windows in onto highway. That is ghost pressure, where everything can literally get open if executed perfectly within 30 to 40 seconds, and it can make the attack feel like they are coming from absolutely everywhere. Second question that you're going to be asking now is, why is ghost pressure so important to do, Mint? You're talking about it like it's the greatest thing in the world and I'm never going to lose an attack, but why is it actually important to do? Well, I'm going to go into it a second example here, and this time we're going to do a little bit of blueprint work, a little top down. Love to do this on my streams. Come check it out, twitch.tv/mint. Let's say you're also a Mint YouTube enjoyer and you've seen my Consulate How to Attack CEO video. You know some ball knowledge. However, you completely skipped over the fact that I was talking about you should add some ghost pressure. Or maybe you didn't skip over the fact I just never explained what ghost pressure was. Okay, so let's talk about it. So we're attacking CEO. We call, let's do an admin take. Now, here we are. We rappel up on our windows, right? We're doing all the normal things. However, we just rappelled up in 10, 15 seconds. So where's the defense? What is naturally happening right now? Well, on defense, all they heard opened up was admin. So at this point, they're just going to come over here and stuff this. There might be a guy in the corner. There might be another one break. Maybe there was a player that started over here on this side, but guess what? CEO window didn't get opened up, so he's cheating over here. He's playing glow. So at this point, he's kind of helping with the Visa walk up, and he's also looking at the coffin window. All right, so get rid of this initial position. What else is happening? Well, normally a normal start would be a guy starting somewhere on the yellow side, but bathroom window's not opened up, and they still have tons of traps for yellow skylight. So this player also is going to start cheating over, and he's going to go play in reception, because now he can watch reception and he can swing and help Visa stairs as well. And then what also happened is maybe there was a player under in piano, but there was no pressure on this side of the map. So this player now feels super safe to just walk over here and start contesting the if anyone is going underneath in Visa. Maybe this player has a C4. So the defense is being allowed to stuff the attack. and is just going to play basically a TDM. We can put a line right here. Half the map is where the entire game is going on right now. All the attack is on this side, opening up CEO, and all the defense is over here stuffing as well. But it's literally a 5v5 deathmatch. So it's going to be very, very hard to get space. So why is it important to do? One, you don't want to be able to tell the defense here, hey, we're doing an admin take, so they can stuff it. You don't want that, right? You want to be able to get admin control pretty easily, or at least a little easier than this example here. Right, and you would do that by opening up the other side. So we open up the bathroom window, we open up the CO window, we open up Pro. Maybe we breach Pro because there's no wall denial, and we know that, so we used a can on it, right? We used a hard breach device. We opened that. We opened Mud window early, so that kept that player there. So now these players, excuse my drawing here, are not going to feel super safe to stuff, and if they do, it's going to give us an option where even if they are stuffing, then we're on the roof and we just quickly execute. We already got rid of the traps. We already opened up the barricades. Because if we don't open up the barricades and maybe we did get stuffed and we call for a rotate, we're going to call for, hey, we can't get in admin. Let's rotate over. And say we didn't open up this stuff. Now we're going to drop down onto the balcony and we're going to open up bathroom window. We're going to drop over yellow and we're going to hit a Fenrir trap. We're going to get onto the CO window. We're going to start opening up the barricade. Now the defense is just going to simply rotate over. You just bought them time, right? Like that, they now have the time to go, okay, they're going CO now. So smoke rotates over, boom, stuffed. This spiral guy that was here rotates back over, boom, stuffed. This guy that was underneath in Visa, he just rotates back into piano and or pressures like yellow flank, right? You're just giving the defense time. It's what's called telegraphing. You are telegraphing the take. So we want to avoid that, and that is why we add ghost pressure. We open up barricades and windows. Second reason, and the second big reason is why it's important to do, you want to be able to adapt mid-round without giving it away. So in that example, they were able to just rotate back and forth on the top floor depending where we were coming in from. But if we opened up all avenues into site, if we opened up all of this, plus this was open, right? We opened up all these CO windows. Well, at this point, the defense doesn't know where we are coming from. We could literally be on the roof, and at any point, we could exec the yellow side really fast. If we get rid of traps, maybe we're being Flores. We get rid of like any traps on the yellow side, any barbed wire bathroom window. Like we create all these gaps, all these points of pressure, and now we are able to literally go anywhere. We are able to go into any take, and the defense can't stuff. Okay, so I'm going to show two examples here. Literally, I pulled this up so fast. I pulled up the two random games. If you guys watch Pro League with me, or just in general, you will notice this every single round. Pro teams are doing this. If you are in a comp setting or a rank stack, you literally should create plans on who is opening what barricades in the beginning of the round every single round, right? So this is a random round. This is 0-0. This is the start of the VOD. And here's Team Secret, who won EWC, right? So these are the latest winners, the best Pro League team at the moment. Very first round, Cafe. The bomb site is Kitchen Bakery. Now, if you look at their lineup, you can kind of tell what they want to do, right? They're bringing a ram. They're bringing a buck. They're bringing... So this is going to be for vertical control. They want to take above. They want to do a back take or an above take as well, right? So they're bringing double vertical. They're bringing the Twitch for the Goyos. So when they go for a bunker plan or something like that, when they drop freezer hatch, they get rid of the Goyos. They're bringing Fuse so they can get the hatch and ignore this tube as well, right? Because tube is going to try to freeze the hatch and waste a bunch of time. So they're bringing Fuse also for the Goyos as well. So they're bringing all the right operators. They know they want to take top floor. However, they don't just go and take top floor, because what's G2 going to do? They're going to walk up white stairs and contest. They could walk up the brown stairs, whatever. They can just walk up and stuff the defense. So we watch them opening up the bakery door. Okay. Now that's going to keep the bakery players honest. Doki now has to stare at this. Blaz now has to stare at this. They have to be careful, especially against Mowgli, who's the best entry fragger, you could say, in the world at the moment, especially in the region. He will just walk in. He absolutely will just walk in. So they have to now watch this. So bakery door gets opened up as they rotate up. Right? Noah's going to open up garage door. Booth windows opened up. This is keeping Alamal. Alamal now has to stay here because at any moment, someone could just jump in the booth window. Right? He can't walk up brown stairs and go contest. Okay, we skip ahead a little bit. So now, yeah, Alamal is literally stuck here. He has to be careful of reception, and he has to be careful of booth. And also garage is opened up, so Alamal could swing through the bottom white door here and help Tuberau in VIP. So this is keeping them downstairs. We also see, again, Laura is the VIP player. And again, that garage door is opened up. So he has to stay here. He can't just go walk up white stairs and contest the roam, or he's going to get cut off from outside garage. So he has to stay here just in case someone walks in quickly. And the cutoff. So this is going to allow Secret to get the map control they want. They get it within a minute on the clock. They don't have to worry about getting contested. And now they can do all the vertical control they need. So again, they're masking their push. Point number 1. Second example here is Shopify. Clubhouse is one of the best maps and one of the easiest maps that you can do this tactic in. So they're attacking the cache bomb site against SSG. Now, what are the 2 takes that you could do for cache? You could either do a garage take, right, where you open up the cache wall and you bring like a Capitao or a Montaigne and you go for the rafters player. Or you go for a master overtake, where you open the master wall, the Logi hatch, you push your players over, eventually opening up the con wall and executing. Well, either way telegraphs what you're going to do. So Shopify here, and again, Club they've been doing this for a long time. Spoit's going to open up the bottom main door. Now, this is usually something done for a cache take because you're going to want to contest the player that is underneath in lounge. You need to get that player out of there so you can walk in safely from garage doors. So you need to put points of pressure on them. So here they are opening the lower door right here. Boom. So Spoit opens that up. And at the same time here, garage door is opened up, threatening that right now this could be a cache take. Surf is also thermiting the wall for cache, which is going to get open because it's just a mute jammer and you can just thermite over the mute jammer. So cache wall is open, garage door is open, and it's being held. Troy's holding it. And bottom floor is open, the bottom main door. So now as Shopify is now rotating over to a master take. 1, they already got a 5v3 because SSG was just peeking. However, they are now able to get this side of control. They masked their take, right? Now, theoretically, master should be easier to get because of the potential to walk in from cache, from the potential to walk in from like your bottom garage. And I didn't talk about this yet. So they should be able to, but let's say on the off chance that SSG stuffs this side, especially because they're in a 3v5, right? And what do you do in disadvantage situations? A lot of time the defense will get super aggressive, right? They're looking for picks. So in this example here, and this is why they did the ghost pressure, but you can see Clash is still staying here. Clash is still in bedroom, and if you look at the bottom, J9 is still in construction and Newers is still in construction as well. So the defense completely is trying to stuff this master side take. They are playing this line here and trying to play somewhere on this side of the map. But we already opened up the gaps on the other side of the map. We could just walk in freely, and absolutely Troy, who's the best IGL in the entire world, knows this, is going to call for a pivot here. Ambi is putting pressure on this side. You're going to see him Ash charge the master barricade to make them think that they're still going master side. Right? He's still pulling the attention. And now they're able to utilize that ghost pressure. Troy jumps through the server window, or is about to jump through the server window, and Surf's going to drop off the roof and walk through the cache wall and take red for absolutely free behind the defenders. Now, they're completely sandwiched at this point. So this is the second point where it allows you to mid-round adapt. You don't have to just do a master overtake. If they're stuffing you, like SSG was here, you can absolutely take the space behind them now. You don't have to stop your take and go open the walls and give them a chance to rotate back. Like, the walls are already open. Now they're absolutely sandwiched here, and this was a great take by Shopify. All right, point number 3. How do you do this? So, the best operators to ghost pressure by far is any attacker with the DMR. 417 is my favorite, as they will absolutely shred barricades, and there's so much ammunition that you could knock down a few barricades before you even have to reload. All right, if you don't have a DMR, you need to do what's called the half mag trick, which is going to be using half your magazine to put damage into the barricade, and then you want to reload before you actually destroy the barricade. This way, you still have bullets, you still have some ammo in case somebody on defense was to go for an aggressive peek out the door. Reload. Ah! All right, an additional tip for shooting down barricades is you want to be careful where you are shooting them down from. You don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, so have an escape route planned. If I'm here shooting down the yellow window, I'm exposed to break, I'm just going to die out here for free. The other thing you need to be aware about is that defenders can obviously run out of these doorways and jump out of these windows that you're opening as well. So be prepared for aggression. Make sure you have claymores and air jabs available if needed. Know who you're playing against. All right, now this is a real example of how I would actually open up all the windows and barricades that I would need for attacking the CO bomb site. And this is something that I actually would practice and think about which ones you actually want to open. So I like to take Lion here. Right? I like to take Lion. And I'll open the CO window. I can toss a nade in here. Like, this is if we drone and they have Goyo, right? Because now we're going to get rid of that Goyo fire that's most likely there. And that can be used as a gap later into the round. Then going to rappel up. Upside down rappel. And I can open the yellow door as I go to the roof. Again, creating a route in case maybe we have a drone in piano or something. We could just use that later in the round to go lurk on somebody underneath. As I come up the skylight, I might use my other nade and bank it off this back wall here. Again, for Goyo fires, Malusi traps, whatever. I don't want to have to be jumping over the yellow skylight and have to be worried about hitting a trap. You can also do Flores or have some other operators designated for this. But in solo queue, this is something I like to do so I can kind of create these gaps for myself. Then I walk over. I'll shoot down the spiral window. Come over here, and I'll shoot down the bathroom window. If I'm feeling frisky, why not? I'll rappel down and open the pro window. That's simple. Then I'll rotate over and do my normal job. Maybe now we want to go CEO. Another window that could easily get opened up right here is break. You might even catch someone right here as well. So now I can rotate over. The entire map is open. And it really didn't take me that long at all. Maybe 30, 40 seconds. And I would rather do that than get absolutely stuffed while I'm trying to take admin if I just open this window and try to swing in. Prep phase is very important for ghost pressure. If you ever notice that they are just playing castle on a map like Clubhouse and they didn't bring a mute to protect the castles, then just bring Habana. This is absolute free pressure that you could do right at the start of the round. And in 15 seconds... all the castles are gone. That guy picked castle for absolutely nothing, hoping to fall back, and they're all open. Chalet is another great example. If you notice, again, they're just bringing a castle, and they're not bringing a mute to protect the windows. But again, you could just open this up in 15 seconds. Just have your team call out on the bathroom windows. It's on the piano window, and there's one on big window. Boom. All of it's open. They now have no cutoffs. They won't feel safe. As a disclaimer, I wouldn't try to do this tactic with shields, or if you're trying to hide an op like Glaz or Ying. You might want someone else to open up the barricades for you. All right, so how can you actually practice this? How can you train this? So you can easily go into a casual game or something like that, but if you at least have one friend, or if you have a rank stack, a comp stack, you can split up on teams in a custom game. This is something that we do at the pro level called Cheese or Cheez-It. So basically the attackers, we have to open up every single window, barricade, and door on the map. That is how we win before the time is out. Defense defense can do whatever cheese they want, run out, spawn peaks, whatever operators besides castle, and they have to protect the window barricades from being destroyed and getting kills. So this is going to train the attackers to be very, very careful as they're opening barricades, watching and waiting for the cheese. We see ridiculous things like an alibi outside. So we're being extra careful what we open up. See, they're jumping out.
1 op 4 remaining.
We're getting actually ridiculous outside dirt. Love to see it. Have your friends get as ridiculous as they can in this game. Nothing is off limits. We just want to practice not dying to cheese. Hopefully, guys, that this video will help some of you out. Share this with your friends, share this with your stack, share this with your grandma. I tried to make this video as simple as I could to understand because this is something that I want to see more of in game. No one's doing this, and at least no one's explaining what this is. A lot of people like to use the buzzword a lot, but no one actually understands exactly what it is. You'll see this in every single Pro League game, so why shouldn't you do it even in your solo queue games? I guarantee you guys will start winning more rounds. Let me know what else you'd like me to cover as far as in the fundamentals for attacking series. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down in the next video. Until next time, see you guys later.